Hello students. Next we are having the life cycle phases in a software process and project management. In that first one, see, if there is a well-defined separation between research and development, the activities and production activities, then the software is said to be unsuccessful. Sorry, successful development process. See, if we are having research and development and production activities, then we can easily develop a successful process. Most of the software fails due to the following characteristics. What are they? First one, overemphasis. This is nothing but an is research and development. Too many analyses or paper studies are performed. Too many analyses are performed. Papers are published. Or the construction of the engineering baselines is procrastinated. This emphasis is typically of and promoted in the conventional software process. Okay, so why we are failing the software means one of the reason is an overemphasis on research and development. See, here we are going to deal about this research and development and production. Okay, these two are correctly done, then we can get a successful project. Okay, second one, the overemphasis on production. Rush to judgment, design premature work by overage coders and continuous hacking are typical. As you are completing the code, if they are hacking, then you will get a failure of a project. Successful modern projects and even successful projects develops under the conventional process. That is not in but a systematic process. It tend to have a very well defined project milestones. When there is a noticeable transition from research attitude to a production attitude. If we are having research attitude to a production attitude, only we are going to get the success. Yeah, earlier phases focus on achieving functionality. Okay, later phases revolve around achieving a product that can be shipped to a customer. Okay, first of all we are having some phases which are focusing on the functionalities, but nowadays we have achieved the product that can be shipped to a customer with explicit attention to robustness, performance, fit and finish. All we are doing for the performance, to improve the performance, to fit and to finish this one. Okay, so this life cycle balances, which is somewhat subtle and still too intangible. Everything what are we are doing, some lackness is having, is one of the underpinning of successful software project management. But we have improved. Okay, so a modern software development process must be defined to support the following. Okay, what we have to do means evaluation of the plans, requirements and architecture together with the well defined synchronization points we have to take. We have to concentrate on plan requirements and architecture of the project. Second one, risk management and objective measures of the progress and quality we have to take care. Okay, evaluation of the system capabilities through demonstration of increasing functionality. We can use some capabilities which are used to increase the functionality, then only we can achieve a successful project. Okay, so engineering and production stages, we are having four phases. What are they? The economic foundations present in previous chapters are simple framework for driving a life cycle description. So to achieve the economics of the scale and higher returns on the investment, we must move towards a software manufacturing process driven by technological improvements in process automation and component based development. To achieve the economics of scale, higher returns of investments. That is what we are spending, double triple we are getting in return. So like that, when we want the investments, then we have to take the um, new steps for getting a good project, good response, good quality. Okay, so a first order are the following two stages of the life cycle. First one, engineering stage. In this engineering stage is driven by less predictable but smaller teams doing design and synthesis activities. Okay, it is having in engineering phase smaller teams. Next one, the production teams. Production stage. It is driven by more predictable but larger teams doing construction, testing, and deployment activities. Okay, here in this production phase, we are taking um, large teams. Okay, for getting the construction, testing, and deployment. Okay, the two stages of life cycle engineering and production. See, here he have given the table, that is life cycle aspects: engineering stage emphasis, production stage emphasis. Here we have to take only two tasks into the consideration: engineering and production. Okay, if these are correct, then the project is success. If these are failed, then our project is unsuccessful. So in that first one, when I am in the life cycle of a project, I am taking risk reduction. In this cm, schedule and technical feasibility are there. So in production stage, you are estimating the cost. Next, you're coming to the products. The architecture baseline and the product release baselines are taken into the consideration. Activities, what you are doing in engineering phase means analysis, design, and planning. In production phase, you are doing implementation and testing. Okay, so next, assessment. In assessment, in engineering phase, you are demonstrating, and inspection and analysis are done. Automatically in production stage, what you are doing, you are testing. Okay, so economics. In this engineering phase, you are resolving diseconomics of the scale. In production stage, exploiting economics of the scale. In when coming to the management, last one, here in engineering phase you are going to plan. In production stage, you are going to do the operations. Okay, for that we are having four phases. What are they? The life cycle are loosely mapped to conceptual framework. Everything, cost, schedule, planning, everything are divided into four phases. So what are they? It is like a spiral model. Here, inception phase, elaboration phase, construction phase, and transition phase. In inception phase, you are taking an idea. In architecture phase, elaboration phase, you are giving an architecture to our project. In construction phase, you are beta releases are there, and in transaction, products comes out. Okay, in the above figure, the size of the spiral corresponding to the inactivity of the project with respect to the breadth and depth of the artifacts that have been developed. Okay, this interior manifests itself um, maintaining artifacts, consistency, regression testing, documentation, quality analysis, and configuration control are taken into consideration. Okay, next, by this model, you are going to increase the interior, maybe have little or at least very straightforward. Okay, impact on changing any given discrete components or activities. However, the reaction time for the accommodating major architectural changes, major requirement changes, major planning shifts, or major organizational perturbations clearly increases in subsequent phases. Okay, here we are using these phases for changing the architecture, changing the requirements, planning, organizations, and increasing the subsequents. That is opportunities. Okay, first one, we are having inception phase. In this inception phase, the main goal of this phase is to achieve agreement among stakeholders in the life cycle objectives for the projects. Here we are having, for every phase we are having primary objectives, essential objectives. Okay, so what are the primary objectives in this inception phase? They are given here. See, first one, it is establishing the project's software scope and boundaries conditions, including an operational concepts. Okay, acceptance criteria and a clear understanding of what is and is not intended to be in the product. Yeah, okay, first one we are taking a right way, what we have to add in the project and what should not be included in the project. Okay, next one, it is discriminating the critical use cases of the system and primary scenarios of operations that will drive the major design trade-offs. Okay, next thing, you are taking the critical use cases. Okay, correct steps to implement the primary operations. Okay, next, you are demonstrating at least one candidate architecture against some of the primary scenarios. Okay, next one, you are taking some, you are demonstrating your about your project to at least one person. Okay, next, estimating the cost and schedule for the entire project. You are next step, you are estimating the cost and schedule. Okay, including detailed estimations for the elaboration phase. Next, you are estimating the potential risk. They are like a source of unpredictability. Okay, next, you are estimating the risk. Next, essential activities. In essential activities, we are having formulating the scope of the project. What is mean by that? This activity includes capturing the requirements and operational concepts in an information repository that describes the user's view of the requirements. Okay, so the information repository should be sufficient to define the problem space and derive the acceptance criteria for the end product. Here you are determining what is the problem, how can you retrieve that problem. Okay, next one, synthesizing the architecture. Okay, design trade-offs, problem space ambiguities and available solutions, space assets like technologies and existing components are evaluated in this phase. So an information repository is created that is sufficient to demonstrate the feasibility at least one candidate architecture and initial baseline of making buying the decision, so that the cost, schedule and resource estimates can be derived in this second phase, synthesizing the architecture. Okay, next, we are taking planning and preparing a business case. Alternatives for the risk management, staffing, iteration plans and cost schedule, profitable trades of are the evaluated. Okay, here we are planning and preparing for the business case. If you find some this risk management, how you will project will get into risk means by staff, by iteration plans what you are taking, by cost schedule. Okay, for everything they are the reason. So in this phase, the infrastructure like tools, processing processes, automation support, okay, sufficient to support the life cycle development task is determined. Okay, so next we are having elaboration phase. In this elaboration phase, it is most critical phase among the four phases, depending upon the scope, risk, size, and freshness of the project. An executable architecture prototype is built in one or more iterations. Okay, so here we have to determine the scope, size and risk of the project. Okay, at most the time the process may accommodate changes. The elaboration phase, which is activities must ensure that architecture requirements and plannings are stable. We have to check the architecture requirements which we have taken and planning are stable or not, and also the cost of the schedule should be taken for the completion of the development can be predicted within a acceptable range. So in this we are having primary objectives like baselining the architecture as rapidly as practical. Okay, establishing a configuration managed snapshot in which all changes are rationalized, tracked and maintained. Okay, here in one shot we can rationalize, track and we can maintain the project. Next, baselining the vision we have to take. Next, baselining a high fidelity plan for the construction phase. Okay, demonstrating that the baseline architecture will support the vision at a reasonable cost in a reasonable time. You have to take care of the cost and time here. So next we are having essential activities. Essential activities, here elaborating the vision. That is, this activity involves establishing the high fidelity understanding of the critical use cases that drive architectural or planning decisions. Okay, next we are having elaborating the process and infrastructure. In this, the construction process, the tools and process automation support, and the intermediate milestones and their respective evaluation criteria are established. Okay, next elaborating the architecture and selecting components. In this, potential components are evaluated and make or buy decisions are sufficiently understood so the construction phase cost and schedule can be determined with confidence. Okay, the selected architectural components are integrated and assessed against the primary scenarios. Okay, lessons learned from these activities may be resulted in a redesign of the architecture, and alternative designs are considered or the requirements are reconsidered. Okay, next we are having construction phase. In this construction phase, during this phase, all the remaining components and application features are integrated into the application, and all features are thoroughly tested. Newly developed software is integrated wherever required. Okay, it is the big project. Then parallel construction increments are generated. In that, primary objectives are minimizing development cost by optimizing resources and avoiding unnecessary scrap and rework. Here we are removing the scrap. Okay, so achieving adequate quality as rapidly as practical, achieving useful versions alpha, beta and other test releases as rapidly as practical. Okay, next we are having essential activities. In this, resource management, control and process optimizations are taken into consideration. Next, complete component development and testing. Development and testing against evaluation criteria are taken. Assessment of the product releases against the acceptance criteria of the vision. Lastly, we are having transition phase. In this transition phase, see, whenever the project is grown up completely and to be deployed, executed in the user domain, this phase is called transition phase. So it includes the following activities: beta testing to validate new system against user expectations, and beta testing and parallel operations relative to a legacy system in its replace, and conversion of the operational database, and training of the users and maintainers. Okay, the transition phase concludes which the deployment baseline has achieved the complete vision or not. Okay, for some projects the life cycle end point may coincide with this life cycle starting point for the next version of the product. Okay, for this transition phase, focus on the activities required to place the software into the hands of the users. Typically, this phase includes several iterations, including beta releases, general availability releases, bug fix, and enhancement releases. Okay, so in this, what are the primary objectives? They are achieving user self supportability, achieving scalable stakeholder occurrence that deployment baselines are complete and consistent with the evaluation criteria of the vision, achieving final product baselines as rapidly and cost effectively as practical. Lastly, essential activities are synchronization and integration of the concurrent construction increments into consistent deployment baselines. Okay, deployment specific engineering, cutover, commercial packaging and production, sales, rollout kit development, field personnel training are taking into this consideration. Next, assessment of the deployment baselines again is the complete vision and acceptance criteria in the requirement sets. Okay, in this the user is satisfied or not, actual resource expenditures is compared with the planned expenditures are acceptable or